Any date I've ever had has said that I'm disgusting.
You should warn people about something like that. I wouldn't have wasted my time on you otherwise.
In the last 6 months, I've been dumped by 12 guys the minute they saw me. This one was the 13th. Desperate, I decided to build a relationship with someone who would not be able to see me and my disgusting vitiligo. I offered to buy a stranger a drink. He didn't mind. He even asked if I'd keep him company.
I'll understand if you say no. Blind guys are not the most desirable boyfriends.
I wasn't the most admirable girlfriend either. But I wouldn't tell David this. We talked and talked like we'd known each other for our whole lives.
I've never had so much fun with a girl in my life.
Then, David invited me to his place for dinner. I said yes in a heartbeat because I didn't know that he lived with his parents. Are they blind too?
No, thankfully not. It's just me.
I was sweating all the way there, imagining David's parents telling him how disgusting I was. I even thought about making up an excuse and escaping back home. But I liked David so much, so I decided to take a chance. I told him I'd go get some flowers for his mom, and I ran off to get my makeup. Foundation, please. 3 tubes. And flowers. The most beautiful bouquet. Meeting David's parents was perfect. The surprises began when they started showing me old photos of him. You played hockey?
Yeah, he was a star. But that damn injury during the game ruined everything. Dad, stop dwelling on the past. You can't bring it back.
I felt bad, but I was actually happy that the past couldn't be brought back. Because when I looked at David's gorgeous exes, I knew he would never have noticed someone like me. Is there any chance of restoring your eyesight?
Sadly, all our attempts were a waste of time.
I may be doomed to be blind for the rest of my life. Does it scare you?
David was waiting for my answer. But I didn't get the chance to tell him that it wasn't a problem for me. Because once cloudless sky turned into rainstorm. Oh no, don't do this to me. I was afraid the rain would wash off my makeup. So I ran home immediately without any explanation.
Of course she's afraid of my blindness. How stupid of me.
Oh, my dear son, I'm so sorry.
When I got home, I called David, but he didn't answer. I sent him texts, but he didn't read them because he couldn't see. I called and I called until his mom answered.
Leave him alone. Life is unfair enough for him as it is.
But I want to see him. I want to... David's mom didn't believe my intentions were sincere. She blocked me on his phone. I started going to the cafe where we met every day. But David was never there. I even started stalking out his place. And I realized that David had stopped coming out. Then, I decided to try one last time. If it failed, I just leave David alone. I collected almost all of my savings and bought tickets to the hockey final. No, I wasn't interested in hockey, but someone dear to me was. Then, I waited until David was home alone. I climbed over the fence and knocked on his door. David, it's me, Helen. I'm sorry if I hurt you, but I've never felt like this with anyone else in my life. I heard him come to the door and stand there, but he didn't say anything. It was so painful to hear that silence. But I promised myself that this was my last try.
Helen, wait. I have never felt like this with anyone else either.
The next thing I knew, we were rushing to the game, chatting and laughing, and it was like nothing had changed.
But I won't be able to see anything.
I'll be your eyes. Throughout the game, I described everything that was happening on the ice. Hat trick! Wow!
What? No way!
After the game, David took me by the hand for the first time.
That was the greatest thing that anyone's ever done for me. I wish I could see you right now.
I don't care. What's important is that we're together. That's when David shocked me with the news. He decided to undergo an experimental treatment. This was his only chance to get his sight back. Isn't it risky? Maybe it's not worth it.
There are no guarantees. But I'm ready to do anything to finally look at you.
I was afraid that if David got his sight back, he would leave me like all the other guys. So I decided to sabotage the surgery. When David got the letter from the clinic, I started lying. I'm so sorry, love. But David instantly became so sad that my heart sank. No, I had no right to do such a horrible thing to him. I'm sorry that you can't see how happy I am for you. Get ready for the surgery. The doctor said the chances of success were 50-50. So while David was recovering from anesthesia, I started putting on makeup just in case. But then I realized that I couldn't do this every day. And I cried in despair.
Honey, why are you crying?
I'm afraid for us. I'm afraid you won't like me.
That's impossible, silly.
Soon after, the doctor began removing the bandages. I couldn't breathe out of fear. When David looked at me for the first time, he said,
You were so beautiful.
"Oh, I see. The surgery didn't work."
No, on the contrary. I can see you perfectly.
Since then, David and I have been together. He says he fell in love with me at first sight. I laugh because how could he? He was blind. And he always says that his heart saw my beauty first. Those who seek love and beauty with their eyes are truly blind.